Hi, this is the Professional Amateur Hour coming to you with another review. This week I checked out Mutant Vampires from the planet Neptune. And this 2021 film was directed by Calvin McCarthy and stars Steve Larkin, Chelsey Falbo, and Alex Onda, among others of course. The story of this movie is about these 5 friends who decide to go on this drug-fueled weekend at this cabin in the woods. So they start doing some drugs and go off to the cabin, and then they get to the cabin and do some more drugs. However, there is a mutant vampire from the planet of Neptune hunting them in the woods. What will happen exactly? Well, you have to watch the movie and find out. Alright, so let's discuss this movie. Well, this movie does have a kind of this strange voice to it, or like strange storytelling method that I thought was really interesting. It's very kind of prevalent in it, so kind of deciphering what the meaning is or the message is. I thought that was really interesting to go along with it and, put some thought into that. I think it's supposed to be a homage to, 1950s sci-fi kind of older movies where it's just like a creature in the woods, right? You see very little of them and that type of stuff. However, it is set in our crazy modern world, and I thought that was a very strange kind of juxtaposition to do. At some points, I thought it was like a satire as well. So I was like, is this a satire or is this like a homage? I don't know. It's a very kind of strange mixture. So just going along with it, the storytelling method is very interesting. Also, I did think that the space vampire had amazing makeup. It's an amazing costume all around, I thought, with his head and then his spacesuit. That definitely works. However, you do see very little of him, unfortunately, but again, that's where the homage stuff works, where it is kind of very kind of snippets of the monster to keep you guessing about what he's doing. And with that being said, all of his kills I thought were really fun. He has this great one in the beginning that's lots of fun that really did suck me into the movie. He has a really funny one where he like chops this guy's junk off while he's going to the bathroom and blood spraying everywhere. I thought that one was fun. And yeah, there's just a lot of fun things with this space alien vampire creature, I would say. It's just, I wish there was lots more of him. In addition, with the script, I can't say it's necessarily well written. I will say it is unevenly written. So certain characters are really well done. They have great backstory, great chemistry with the writing, and great lines and everything. And then there is this one character who's seemingly just there to annoy the audience. And that was kind of painful, but at the same time, you can overlook just one. I think with the writer, probably going to be a male, because all the male characters are really well written, and then all the female characters are kind of poorly written. And so it's definitely uneven that way. So there are, pros and cons, goods and bads with the script. Also, I don't know what it is with this movie, but I kind of did get sucked into it. These characters, they're just doing copious amounts of drugs and like rather irresponsibly too. Like they're smoking and driving and drinking and driving, and then in the forest and all these other drugs as well. And even like halfway through, I was just like, why am I still watching this? Like, I very rarely see the monster. Like, what is the whole point of this? But I did keep going. I think I kind of liked just seeing how many drugs they were going to do because, I don't know, you know how it is. Everyone's been 25 before, but yeah, I just got sucked into it with that aspect of it. It's definitely not going to be for everyone. I can't imagine it being for most people, but yeah, something about it just sucked me in. And lastly, there is some nudity in this one, if that's your thing. However, like the people who, the ladies who take off their tops, like I'm always like, why for this movie? But it's in there. And that brings me to what doesn't work with this movie. Well, I think I hinted at most things that don't work in the other half, like the poorly written characters, the sister, the friend's girlfriend really doesn't work, and all of their relationships kind of seem strange and artificial as well. Other than that, the monster alien, I wish I saw more of him. He's in it for very, very little, which is very unfortunate. Other than that, I think it is a little bit predictable as well, just kind of very standard, sci-fi from the 50s, kind of. It's a homage that way, right? So you can kind of predict it. I think with this movie, it is going to be a hard watch for a lot of people. Definitely going to be hard to get through, so definitely keep that in mind. Oh, and I almost forgot. The music in this one doesn't really work. It doesn't really match up to what's going on. And they'll also like cut out all sound except for the song and have the kind of these long driving scenes or walking scenes. They even have one where like the song starts off with silence, so it cuts off all the sound and starts with silence. I'm just like, what is going on? I'll clip it in here for you. So yeah, that was very strange. So yeah, the music in this one also doesn't work. So who would I recommend this movie for? Well, if you want to watch some people do drugs and see a monster occasionally, then yeah, totally check this one out. As for a rating, I gotta give it the mildly interesting score of 3.4. And with that being said, I think that's all I wanted to say. So like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.